how I feel about Toonami returning. Toonami is returning now to Englishian Black. And what I feel, that is most prominent, is that when Toonami was in its prime, I think around 2005, 2003, was when I was obsessed. I mean, obsessed, all types of, media where it came to not just Cartoon Network, but the Animal Planet in general. And what I feel about, this Toonami block is I feel like it's very unique. Now, let me go into the history about me and Toonami just a little bit. So, Toonami is pretty crack-a-lacking, and it was really the prime when I was a kid. And one of my favorite moments lately when I was younger was Future Trunks when he did this lately, and that ended up being a dance over time when I was in middle school. And I felt that when I was walking, to Gorilla Rock, to elementary school, me and my brother would watch a show called Detective Conan, and Detective Conan was really, really intense and really had, a really subtle meaning, and I feel like Yu Yu Hakusho and Detective Conan are really, really similar in, different ways, shapes, and forms, and I feel that the reason why this is gonna be a good return is because they're not making any cringy accusations or any cringy things like regular show that's going on. It's gonna be the prime Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon. Now when I love Toonami was back when I can record it on DVD and VHS, all the way to a point where I can get the younger Sailor Moon, all the way when we had the polar bear drinking the Coca-Cola. I feel like that was the best. That was the very best. And when I was a junior in high school, my birthday's around April, prominently around April. But it's still, going to the ending of into May. That when I saw the Perfect Cell versus Gohan fight, it was the ending where Gohan literally beat him with one hand. I felt that that was the most impactful, and that's when I was struggling, when I was a junior in high school, and I felt like that was a message from God, literally, it was April Fool's, and I'm like, no, Toonami's not coming back, but this is pure prime Toonami, literally, this is Tom the Robot before he got yellow, this is, literally Yu Yu Hakusho, before it got played out, and one of my favorite blocks on Toonami was Yu Yu Hakusho when it came to it was Yu Yu Hakusho, He-Man, I think Transformers or something like that, and I couldn't watch the ending because it was when Yusuke was about to fight Toguro, and it was too mature for a children audience. And what ended up happening is as soon as Yusuke died, they put it off Cartoon Network, and it all looked like a block of Legos. And the most magical part about Cartoon Network and Toonami was the fact that it kept it with games as a kid. Literally, what's Trunks gonna do? What's Goku gonna do? What's Vegeta gonna do? And I feel like there was nothing better to do to Toonami, and I feel like Sailor Moon is a big contributing factor because there was a lot of dub changes where it came to Sailor Moon and where it came to real life. Like Sailor Moon is secretly about lesbians. It's secretly about a lesbian mob, and the truth that Sailor Moon had such censorship, just like Dragon Ball Z had censorship, Master Roshi with the beer and stuff. I feel like Toonami literally had a big, rundown. Especially if you look at the behind the scenes of the Toonami, I know a whole lot about that because I know a whole lot about Christopher Sabat. I know a whole lot about how American anime is made. So where it came down to it. Where it came down to the creators of Toonami, they were the same boat as Christopher Sabat because they were both, struggling through life struggles. Literally, they couldn't handle, high school and public school all the way to a point when they got this connection, they was wondering, what can I do here, Lily? What can I do, Lily, for the script? What can I do with Tom? And when it all correlated, it created a masterpiece because what it did is they created a block to where all, forms of media got done. And what ended up happening, was we got this wonderful robot named Tom, and how Tom fluctuates through the universe. I had this daydream that Tom literally ended up like Frieza. That one scene in Dragon Ball Z where Frieza just fucked up in outer space, literally, where he's floating around. I felt the same thing that happened to Frieza after he lost to Goku happened to Tom, and he's just laying there like, it's really a masterpiece, and I feel like what's great about this one is that it's actually gonna be in the daytime. It's not gonna be at night because when Cartoon Network entered Adult Swim, literally, and they started playing shit like Naruto Shippuden, I repeat, shit like Naruto Shippuden, the dub is horrible. It's back when I had to watch anime online sub because it was more spiritual, and they had horrible dubbing. Like, you could tell these voice actors just gave up. And, you know, that's when Toonami had the Adult Swim logo, which I really hated. And, the fact that it's coming on today is just means that, you know, I'm recreating my childhood all over again. You know, of course I had a little bit, you know, rough shakes, you know, junior high. James, like, who needs James? And literally, I got Maria. But, um, it was a pretty intense match, and it was pretty intense as a whole. And what ends up happening is I love the original block of Toonami, you know, to the point where if I could, you know, recreate it, you know, and live it to a certain extent, you know, I think it's a really fine masterpiece by itself. But the fact that they're willing to start over, the same as, you know, CN's checkered past, you know, block. I feel like it's gonna be a great addition to Cartoon Network. It's gonna give, you know, people who come in, you know, a wider perspective, because Toonami's way more multidimensional than you think. Okay, it's very mature, because what it is, it's an ambient feeling. In order to get, you know, to an ambient, you know, source in Lifetime, you have to go through a series of events that correlate around time and space. You know, hence why they have, you know, a relic Toonami. I'm more into, you know, the outer meaning of anime, like how Dragon Ball Z has distinct artwork, all the way to a point where we have these fingers right here. So anyway, this is Bootrix MT, and this is how I feel about Toonami's new block.